Hello and welcome in or welcome back. I'm Misty at Skeeter Jones and this is the promised Saturday thrift haul. I put up a short the other day where I showed a few pieces of jewelry, a piece of tableware, and some things that stayed in the bag because they're for a collab that's coming up this fall. More details about that are coming up later, but I wanted to show you the things that I can show you. And as I researched these items, I found out that I really scored some great pieces for me. I love the background, the history, the story behind some things. That's what attracts me to the whole reselling game in the first place. And as I started diving into the backgrounds of these items, I just got more and more intrigued as I went. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. This is going to be really quick. And so let's just get right down to it. First off, I am going to show you one piece that's going to go in that collab this fall, and that is this little string of genuine pearls. They are not marked. The clasp I haven't tested, which I really should have done that. They're not marked, but lots of things that aren't marked for precious metal are precious metal. This could be, I don't think it is. I think it is just silver tone because these are not hand knotted. And I'm going to have my focus issues here because I'm not in my light box with these things. But this is just a small choker length, just string of pretty, more whitish colored, creamy white colored pearls. And they are genuine pearls. So I just wanted to show you that these will be involved in the collab that's coming up, as I said, later this fall. And there will be another one too late this summer, and more details about that are upcoming as well, so just stay tuned. And next, here is a sterling clamper bracelet, which is absolutely gorgeous. So it has an intact little safety chain there, a working clasp that you push in. It's a slider type clasp. The mark, which took me a minute to find because it's so small. I don't know if it'll show up here, but it's right here inside the bracelet. And if I remember to do it, I'll take a close-up of that mark and put it maybe up here somewhere. But the little intact chain is what really drew my attention to this, because normally the thrift store where I got this really prices things up. This was not priced up as much as I would have expected, but it really just grabbed my attention because of the etching. I've sold a sterling bracelet like this before in my eBay store. It's misshapen just a bit. On this side, the side that the chain is mounted on, it's in perfect condition, perfectly shaped. But when you turn it around to the other side, there's a tiny dent right there, and then a little tiny bit of bending right there, but I think I can fix that with a jewelry mallet. It has a little rubber tip on it to keep from making marks on the piece. So I think I can straighten it out. And there's another tiny, less obvious bend sort of right there. I think I can get this back into shape, and then I'll offer that up either here or in my eBay store. It has this pretty etched floral design all the way around, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So glad I found that. Very lucky to find it at the thrift store that I got it from, because they go through their items with a fine-tooth comb, and this wasn't in the area where I would have expected it to be at that store. And I'll try to, no, there's a good, it's focusing decently right there where you can see a little bit of that floral etching, and this beautiful patina all the way around is hollow and just beautiful. So that's the next item. The one that, well, I was about to say the one that I'm most excited about, but it's really tied for the one that I'll show last. So next to last here is these grapes. These are lucite moonglow grapes. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous chain. I don't know what to call that link. It looks kind of like a serpentine link, but it has this design to it. I'll try to put a close-up of that on the screen as well. It has a fold-over clasp. It's not marked, but when I picked it up, actually just lying there in the cabinet, it looked like it had a good amount of quality and craftsmanship to it. So when I took it out and looked at it, it does. Just look, again, I might have to insert a close-up, but there's some construction detail here that just really screams quality. The stems here on the grape bunch, the end folds around and the end of the chain is secured underneath there with welding and with this little like pin or screw. I don't know what the piece is, but there's an extra piece mounted in there to hold that chain securely. Then you can see how well the stones are mounted in there. You look at the back here, you can tell that some care and precision was taken in the manufacture of this necklace. You look at the back of the chain right there. Again, I may have to insert some close-ups there to show you. The fold-over clasp is in perfect working condition. And this is not even cleaned yet, and you can just see the beauty there, the glow in the grapes. And the chain itself isn't even polished yet. I haven't cleaned this up or polished it at all, and it's still very shiny and beautiful. And I really got it as a cleanup project because I thought this is cute. It's got some great workmanship to it. Even though there's not a name on it, I think it'll polish up beautifully. So I started researching it, and this is actually a Coro piece made at some time between the 1940s and 1960s. And I'll just drop right over here the most recent sold comp I could find for a necklace exactly like this. And I was just amazed that this is actually a Coro piece, and it's a sought after piece. People actually collect these Coro lucite moonglow grapes. It's a theme that they made for a while, and I didn't even know that until I started researching. The history behind the items, as I said, is just really the main reason that I got into reselling. I will just go down a rabbit hole of history and tracing the backgrounds of things, and I just enjoy that kind of thing. I'm a history nerd. Which leads me to the next item. This just looked interesting. It was just sitting there on the shelf among other sort of kitchen knick-knack things. So I picked it up. It felt heavy for its size, which is always an indicator that you should look closer into something. What this is a casserole server. A glass dish would go inside, and then this ring covers the top of the glass dish. Now the glass dish is missing, but this is an antique piece made by the James W. Tufts. I'll have to drop in a close-up of that mark there. I researched the mark. There's a little bit of tarnishing and stuff here, but I researched the mark and found out that James W. Tufts was a manufacturer of, an inventor, patent holder of a soda dispensing machine during the late 1800s into the early 1900s. And this piece, he stopped producing things under his name in 1915. So this is an antique right here, silver plated. He is known for quadruple silver plate on a lot of his tableware, but this doesn't say quadruple. If it were quadruple, it would say so in the mark, but this is silver plated, and these handles have the look to me of solid sterling. So I don't know, I'll have to double check into that. But look at the design here. There are pieces by him in the Smithsonian Institution. That's how much of a person of note in American history James W. Tufts is. But this is a gorgeous piece for anyone who likes antique, made in America items. It does have some imperfections in it. I don't know if this would have been here from the beginning, but it's where the handle is mounted to the wall of the dish. And then it has a couple of, you can tell right there, that's a little dent that it comes outward. It's like something hit it on this side to make it dent out this way. So that's what that is. And then it has this discoloration, probably from heat when it was used. And I don't know why those would be square shaped right there in that tarnish, but that is this item. And I went down a whole rabbit hole of learning all about James W. Tufts. His ancestors came over on the Mayflower. He barely missed his 70th birthday. He was born in North Carolina, and all of his items were produced in Boston, Massachusetts. The pearls are going to go in the bag because of the collab that's coming up this fall, so just keep your eyes peeled for announcements on my channel and maybe a few other channels who are participating in the collab. They might drop information as well. Be on the lookout for that. I'll be involved in that in probably late August, and then in late July I'll be involved in another collab, and I'll put up more information about that as soon as it gets organized. So that's it for now for this video. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. I hope you enjoyed this little thrift haul and a little bit of the background and seeing me kind of geek out over these little historic items. So thank you again for spending some of your time with me today. And if you enjoyed the content, ask that you would please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this with someone else who you think might also enjoy it, and leave me a comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.